Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Thriving Talks with Anthony. Today we're going to have an insightful conversation. If you're new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and content that will be beneficial to your mental health and personal development, right? But in today's video, we're going to be talking about effective conflict resolution and skills for navigating and resolving disagreements, right? Things happen, we get mad, angry, things pop off. However, I think it's beneficial if we have constructive, respectful, and a positive mindset for resolving conflicts, to maintain healthy relationships, and even having a good, wellness, right? So I want us to just start off with this question, right? So have you ever found yourself in a disagreement that felt like it was getting out of hand? Let's just rest on that. Really think about that. I think we all been there. But I really want to emphasize that disagreements are a natural part of our life. Every day is not going to be Candyland. We're not going to just be happy every single day. But then again, we can with a positive mindset. But however, the point is disagreements do happen. Disagreements do occur, right? And handling them constructively is key to maintaining healthy relationships. So I really want us to invite yourself into having practical strategies for handling these circumstances, and by staying tuned, we're going to be able to dive into that, right? But let's just start off with understanding conflict and its importance, right? So let's just dive into regards to our relationships, right? So regardless to your personal life or your professional life, the goal isn't to avoid conflicts when it comes to people. It's about resolving it constructively, right? Like I said, these moments will occur. However, we need to be able to manage ourselves, regulate ourselves, and rationally think about how we want to go about some circumstances. When it comes to research shows that unresolved conflicts can lead to stress, damaged relationships, and poor mental health, which is associated with. So, however, addressing conflicts in a healthy way can strengthen relationships and promote mutual understanding. So I really want us to highlight that effective conflict resolution can help build trust, improve communication, and prevent future misunderstandings and misreadings, right? By being critical, being respectful, and having that positive communication. Let's get into some key conflict resolution skills, which are essential. Number one, we're going to dive into active listening, which is crucial. We really want to make sure that we're being present, listening to the individual who is the speaker without interruption or formulating your response while they're talking. So a major tip is, reflect back what the other person is saying, to ensure that you're understanding, you're showing empathy, and you're being present, you're listening. So by nodding, by formulating and kind of not rehearsing, but restating what they're saying is really crucial, because it shows the other person that you're listening, you're paying attention. Next is going to be stay calm and composed. So share how your emotional control is essential in conflict resolution. So take a deep breath, make sure you're regulated, you're calm, and you feel pause, right? And by doing this is going to help you respond effectively to avoid saying things out of the heat of the moment, as you're dysregulated or you're angry, whatever that may be, right? So using the I statements can also be a tip to allow someone to understand how you feel, and not using a communication style that may make the other person feel attacked by saying you, to express your feelings and your emotions without accusing or blaming them. So like I said, using I feel as if that you made me feel uncomfortable by, you know what I mean? And going about whatever you gotta say. So making sure that you're calm and composed is essential. The next is going to be seeking common ground. So we really want to make sure that when we're going into these circumstances, that we're not trying to make someone feel less than or down, or we really want to make sure that we're trying to get to a mutual understanding and seeking that common ground. So emphasize the importance of finding shared interests or a goal during the disagreement, as a way to pave the conversation for a mutual agreement and common a solution for both individuals, both parties, right? So focus on solutions, not just the problem, right? We're trying to get an outcome. We're trying to get a positive outcome out of this. We're not trying to just keep nitnacking and just keep going back and forth. Where are we going to go, right? So seeking a common ground is essential. The next skill is going to be empathy and validation. So discuss by showing empathy, right? I want you guys to acknowledge the other person's feelings. Like we talked about earlier, is that when you're having this conversation, by actively listening, you're able to kind of repeat some things that were discovered in that conversation as you was listening, right? So this creates a safe space for that individual. It shows the other person that you're listening, you're being respectful, and by doing this is going to be beneficial because it's you're getting yourself in the other person's shoes. We're able to understand them, so that's a part of the empathy. So say things like, I understand why you felt that way, can help the other person feel heard and feel valued, which is really crucial. The next is also going to be problem-solving approach, right? So I want you guys to offer this type of mentality into the situation, because we're trying to problem solve. We're not trying to keep arguing. We're not trying to keep ourselves more angry, or you're trying to get some more gassed up, but we're really trying to make sure that we're navigating to get a positive solution out of the situation. So finding solutions together could help both individuals get to the outcomes that they want. So brainstorming possible solutions and evaluating each opinion collaboratively could be beneficial in regards to conflict resolution. The next section I want to talk about with you guys is types of conflicts and how to handle them. So we're going to family situations, you got workplace situations, you got friend situations. So there's different circumstances that you may be in, and knowing how to navigate through them is crucial in regards to conflicts. So personal conflicts when it comes to friends and family, we could just start off with that. So I wanted to be able to discuss with you guys is how personal conflicts can often involve emotions. So it's essential to use empathy and, keep communication respectful at all times. Regardless of how mad that you may be, it's really important that you regulate yourself, breathe, do what you gotta do, take a walk, wherever, maybe get your mind neutral before you just dive into a conversation that's gonna, go left when it really can go right. You dig? So a tip is to address the issue, not to the person, but focus on the behavior or the situation rather than just attacking that one individual, right? So don't just do the blame game. Don't just point the finger. Really just get yourself regulated. Focus on the situation that occurred, the action, whatever that may be, and then just navigate yourself through the discussion based off of that and seeking proper solutions. The next is going to be like workplace conflicts. So I really want to emphasize the importance of professionalism, ethics, code of ethics, and setting those boundaries and maintaining that mindset objectively. And don't always. This is something that was advised in my mental health counseling class. That was from one of my classmates, is go into situations with a positive mindset. Don't always have a hostile mindset where you think that someone's coming after you, or they're talking down on you, or they hate you, or try to push away from the negative mindset and come towards the positive mindset, where really come into situations feeling embraced, feeling loved, feeling valued, because some of these internal thoughts could really be on your end, but you could change that by having a positive mindset. So use conflict resolution tools to mediate yourself when it comes to the workplace, and by seeking some supports like the HR, if needed, could be beneficial to you. But like I said, maintaining that professionalism, setting those boundaries, going into the situation with a positive mindset could be essential for you. It can be beneficial as well. So the next section is going to be cultural or value-based conflicts, which is basically going to be, talking about different values or cultural backgrounds can sometimes lead to misunderstandings. We all come from different situations. We all come from different families. We all come from different cultural backgrounds, and it's really important for us to take that into consideration. So a tip is to basically be open-minded and seek understanding before trying to be understood, right? So really take that into consideration. We're all different. The next segment I want to discuss is going to be steps to resolve conflict effectively. Number one is going to acknowledge the conflict, right? So first, you really want to take consideration of being attentive to the conflict. Don't avoid or sweep things under the rug. Don't be passive aggressive. Address things early to prevent the escalation. As you know, when you pile things on, things will get worse, or you can damn near explode. So avoiding that is going to be crucial by tackling it on head on, right? Step number 2 is going to set the right environment for the discussion. We really want to make sure that we're at the right place, the right time, to be able to have a conversation, right? So I'm suggesting you guys to choose an appropriate time and place for the conversation where both parties are feeling comfortable and can freely speak. So avoiding discussing sensitive issues at the wrong time, at the wrong place is going to be big, so you're able to get the right outcome. Number 3 is going to be understand each other's perspectives. Like I said, we're coming from different point of views, different life circumstances, different families, different cultural backgrounds, etc. So we really want us to take into consideration by encouraging both parties to listen actively and seeking each other with a positive mindset as we're understanding different points of views, right, from different individuals, right? So a tip is to use phrases like help me understand where you're coming from, and then just really tuning in and listening to them as they're really getting detailed into the specifics of the situation. Next is going to be brainstorm possible solutions, right? So I'm encouraging you guys to both finding common ground, right, as you're, trying to navigate solutions for both sides to feel pleased, basically, right? So a tip is to be open to compromise and flexibility, right? The next step, number 5, is going to be agree on solution and follow through. So I'm asking you guys to discuss how finalizing the solution and sticking to it is essential for long-term peace. So once you guys agree on something, try to stay on that so both parties feel valued and you guys both had some type of agreement. So that's one thing that you want to definitely do. So a tip is set clear expectations and check in later to enhance that, or ensure rather, that the solution is working and both people are, like I said, pleased. And last but not least, let's dive into the section in regards to maintaining healthy relationships post-conflict. As we got to the end, we went through the whole, strategies and tools and tips and stuff like that, but let's talk about, maintaining healthy relationships after the conflict. So I want us to take in consideration about after resolving the conflict, ongoing communication and effort is necessary for maintaining a relationship. Things won't be able to keep running if we're not being attentive to it, right? So a tip is to apologize when needed and express appreciation for the other person's willingness to work through the conflict. We gotta take in consideration it takes two people, it takes two big, mature people to make, things happen, to make change, and to be able to work through difficult circumstances. We got to be able to give ourselves a pat on the back and be able to applaud the other person for them to be able to have that discussion, come to the table and be vulnerable and willing to make that change, right? So really, just like I said, have that appreciation and really giving that respect, because it takes a real person to step up to the plate. So a tip I want us to take into consideration is focus on building trust and preventing similar conflicts by learning from the experience rather than just, like I said, focusing on the person. You know what I mean? Let's look at the process. Let's look at, like I said, the person was able to step up to the plate and have this conversation, and let's focus on building and working through it to be able to maintain that relationship, right? If you found that this video was beneficial, throw a thumbs up. In regards to our video in regards to conflict resolution, hopefully these techniques will be able to benefit you for the long term. However, thank you for thriving. Take it easy.